Welcome to Roughing It with Ruth, the channel where everything is a bit rough around the edges. I am about to start packing food for the Otter Trail hike that we're going to be doing a little bit later this week. And I thought this would be a really good opportunity to show you a couple of options for backpacking food. In this area here, I have slightly more perishable items. So these items you'll probably want to eat first. The rest of the items are a bit longer lasting and you can probably take them for a relatively long backpacking trip. So in terms of the more perishable items, I'm taking some baby carrots. You can also try taking things like cherry tomatoes or peppers. Any sort of quite hard vegetable tends to last reasonably well for a few days. I'm also going to be taking some avocados. These are some Baby Bell cheeses in wax. This is biltong, which is a type of South African dried meat. This actually lasts pretty well. It's not very perishable. This will last for a reasonable amount of time. These are curry cheeses, which is a type of soft cheese that I spread on wraps. This is a dip that I bought. This will probably need to be eaten within the first 1 or 2 days. Then for lunches, I use these wraps. Sometimes I also use pita breads. And I put various items on them like the curry cheeses or the dip, sometimes biltong as well. These actually last a reasonable amount of time. The backpacking trip that we're going to be doing is 5 days, and these usually last at least that long. Then for the very first night of our trip, I've got these little mini garlic breads that we're going to do on the braai. I've got some rusks over here, which you dip in tea or coffee. Those are really great. These are rice vermicelli. I like them as the type of pasta that I take because they cook really fast if you just put them in hot water. Over here we have some various different kinds of sauces. These are foil packs of tuna. They have some additional flavoring added to them as well. It's really nice for protein. Of course, the perennial hot chocolate is always a winner. Down here we have more of the desserty type items. These are all different kinds of chocolates: Crunchy, Bar One, 5-Star, and Kit Kat. These are crunchy biscuits, so they've got oats and various other things in them. They're quite sweet. These are little tins of smoked mussels. These can be added for a dinner or a lunch. They're also quite a nice protein. This is some cashew nut brittle. You get various kinds of brittle, some with seeds, some with different kinds of nuts. That's nice because you get some protein, some oil, and some sugar all in one go. These are olives, which I really like adding olives to my dinners at night. They add a lot of flavor. These ones actually have a little bit of herbs with them as well. Here we have some freeze-dried strawberries. The difference between freeze-dried food and dehydrated food is that freeze-dried food has more of the moisture removed from it, and the freeze-drying process preserves the texture a bit more. The problem with freeze-drying is that it requires specialized equipment, and it is quite a bit more expensive. So freeze-dried items are sometimes not very readily available, and they often do tend to be a little bit more expensive than dehydrated items. Of course, if you don't want freeze-dried fruit, you can get regular dried fruit. These are dried apples, and over here we have some cranberries. These are also very nice just to eat as a snack or to add to other things, especially breakfasts in the morning. These are different types of biltong. These ones have chili added to it. If you're wanting to take cheese that lasts a little bit longer, these sorts of things are quite a good option. These are also freeze-dried. This is Gouda, and these ones are Italian-style crispy cheese nibbles. These can be added into wraps, or they can be added into dinners at night. Similarly, these are some cured bacon pieces. They're also extremely lightweight, and they taste very much the same as bacon, which is great. If you're looking for an option that lasts a little bit longer than the wraps and the pita bread, then some type of cracker is probably the way to go. These are salty cracks. I really like the dehydrated mashed potatoes. Some people don't like them. This is the Woolworths brand, but you also get Smash, which is a little bit cheaper than this one. This one already has some garlic and butter added to it. This is my current favorite tea, vanilla chai tea. Some people will prefer to substitute that with coffee, definitely. Then currently for breakfast, I'm eating these Bacomo Wheat Bix bites. I like them because they're quite small and they are coated in a chocolate coating. So you can just eat them like a biscuit if you don't want to go to the trouble of actually adding some milk powder and water to them. Then lots of people use these types of things, which are 2-minute noodles that come in their own little pot. The advantage of that obviously is that you have your own container to eat out of, and you can just throw that container away. The disadvantage is that they are a little bit bulky, and you should also keep in mind that these types of 2-minute noodles very often are quite high in sodium, like salt, and they sometimes are not very high in calories. So sometimes you'll be eating something like this and be feeling hungry constantly. What I would do if you are taking something like that is just add things to it. So add biltong or dried meat, some olives, some cheese maybe, just put a little bit of extra calories in there if you are going to be using something like that. Down here is the firm favorite couscous. This you also just need to add water to. Couscous is actually a very similar wheat product to pasta. It just cooks much, much faster. This one has a little bit of vegetables added to it already, which is nice. Then down here we have some more sweets. These are soft eating gums, kind of similar to a wine gum or something like that. And these ones are little chocolate balls. It's nice to have a little bit of a pick-me-up sometimes. If you're really feeling quite bad, you sometimes just need a shot of sugar to keep going. These are roasted and salted cashew nuts. Also really enjoy those things. Then over here we have pretzels. These particular ones are pretzel pillows that are filled with peanut butter. They are by far my favorite kind of pretzel. But any sort of pretzel or salty snack can be quite useful because it helps you replace a little bit of the electrolytes that you lose when you're sweating. Then these things here I'm actually going to be trying out for the very first time on this backpacking trip. It's like a sachet of crushed up fruit, and some of them have a few other things like coconut milk and so on. I like this idea because it is already hydrated, so you're getting a little bit of hydration in at the same time. Of course, it is a little bit of a heavier thing to carry rather than dried fruit or freeze-dried fruit. I also have these two ones down here. These are more for the dinners. One is roast vegetables and cheese, and the other one is beef bolognese sauce. That's to add to the pasta that I'm going to be cooking, just as a sauce to make it taste a little bit nicer. So those are my suggestions for foods that you can take on a backpacking trip. If you have your own suggestions, then please leave them in the comments below, because there are so many different types of foods out there and people often get bored of the same thing. So help us all out and let us know if you found a combination that really works for you on a backpacking trip. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to see more from me, then you can click on my channel name to see videos that I've made in the past, or you can subscribe to my channel to see videos that I'm going to make in the future.